It's a middle ground that he has. And that's what you have to pay attention to. My video cut off, so I had to connect the video. And this is something that a lot of women misread. And they think that because this man's so playful, that that's gonna make him a good father. And that's not necessarily true. You got to really study and pay attention. And honestly, this shouldn't even come in if you're a single mom. This shouldn't happen with your kids until you've known this man for a year. Literally a year. You got to study this man, this human being for a year. See his ups, see his downs, his highs, his lows, his arounds, his unders, his overs, his temper, his joy. You got to study this man. Because listen, like that lady, 8-year-old son is gone. What you have to realize, you be like, oh, that's a long time. I got to date him a whole year. What if I'm ready to get married in 6 months? Got to date a whole year? Because, hey, the life is on the line. The man ain't going nowhere. Men ain't going nowhere. Guess what? You don't want your children to be going nowhere either. Take your time. And then, so you got to understand that. Is he fatherly? The next thing, what you have to look at is you have to get to know his story. Get to know his story. Because if he done been through a whole lot, if stuff done happened to him, he done been downtrodden. What is he doing now? He living an honest life, an illegal life. Like, what is he doing? Get to know his story. Because the more dysfunction he has, the more likely he is to take something out on your child. Now, on the flip side, this is where discretion comes in. This is where you got to get to know God, meaning you got to be reading your Holy Bible and praying, because you're going to need some extra oomph to read this, because he could have had a perfect life in the sense of come up with money, opportunity, privilege, 2-parent household, and still end up being underdeveloped, childlike, feeling like he relate more to a child than an adult, and end up being inappropriate with because of where his mind is, because he was the only child, because he didn't have a lot of social interaction, so he didn't develop socially. So on a social level, he's still on a child's social level, not an adult's. So instead of being on another level and looking down at the child's level, he eye to eye with the child on that social level. So guess what? A man in that mindset, because of his upbringing, he's going to be a little different with the child. So that's what you have to realize and understand. So it takes time to read this. It takes time to see. And honestly, the vibe. So if you getting creep vibes, if you getting Tales from the Crypt vibes, if you getting Menace to Society vibes, if you getting Peter Pan vibes, Pee Wee Herman vibes, all of that right there matters. It's your intuition. Because when you are a mother, you like that protector hen, mother hen. So the hair stand up on the back of your neck when you round somebody that can cause harm to your children. And you might not even know why you feeling this. And you may question yourself and say, I feel bad, I feel convicted, I feel like a bad person, like I'm judging him. But I'm just getting a weird vibe off of him. You got to listen to that. You got to trust that. And the third thing is, do not Leave him alone with your kids. Do not leave him alone with your kids. And I'm gonna be honest with you, cause listen, the life is on the line. The life is on the line. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, my wife, she know me, and she know that I have a temper, that I had a temper. I still got a temper, but not directed towards her or my family. But if some get ready to go down out in public, I'm front line. And so she know that I could be a little in that way, have a little snappability. So when my sons was young, when my first son was young, she never really would leave me alone with our son because she knew he was special needs, come home early. I mean, was in a NICU, was premature. And so he did a lot of crying, a lot of crying. And I'm telling you, like as a man back then, my brain was in a different place than it is now because I was really close to countless concussions. I feel like my brain has calmed down and healed. And did me talking hour at a time on a video, I feel like that really strengthened my brain. But playing college football, it really changed my personality, and I felt like a total different person. I felt like a monster a lot of days. Like my personality had changed, and they really ain't doing enough studies on this, but the stuff real. God gave me the ability to be able to articulate. A lot of men who got beat in the head as a boxer or MMA fighter or football player don't articulate what they was feeling, what they was thinking, because it sounds like an excuse, like you blaming your personality issues or your anger issues on concussions. But that trauma to the head, it changes you. And so back then, I remember my son crying and stuff. It'll be like nails on a chalkboard. And it really would drive me crazy. And I would feel uncontrollable. And I would feel like, you feel like you about to lose it. And I'm a sane everyday man. Look at the work that I'm doing in the world. So what I'm trying to tell you, if I felt like that, what do you think a man feeling who he was abused as a child, physically, sexually, he slept outside, he was homeless, or he was shot or shot at, or he done took somebody's life, or he done went through all kind of group homes and detention centers, or he's on meth or cocaine, or he get drunk, like anything that throw a man off his center, it is extremely, extremely dangerous. So you have to evaluate all this stuff. You got to evaluate it. If this man got trauma, if this man got pain, he can't be trusted alone with your child. Even if the child is his, you still got to take off, do what you got to do, get a nanny, get your mama, and even some women show up in the news for the stuff they do. So this what you got to understand. Like, listen, I'm share this video with every mom or soon to be mom or gonna be mom. Like, listen, do not get caught up in this fairy tale of love. Don't get caught up in the aura of a man. Don't get wrapped up to think that, oh no, not my man, never. And that's what the young lady said in her caption, in her statement, the one who the man put the nails, in her son. And fortunately her son 5 years old, and the son finally told her, but he didn't tell right away. And she said, but she was noticing stuff because the son was boo-booing on himself. And where she had to put him back in diapers. So something was up. See, you got to pay attention to them signs. But I've heard so many women. I do a message like this, and they'll be like, my grandfather is the best I've ever seen with a child. Yes, that you have seen, meaning he was doing that in front of you. You don't know who he is with that child when you not. So if you gotta leave your child with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your granddaddy, have nanny cams in every room of the house. Have nanny cams. And you just let them know, like, listen, I got these nanny cams in case you fall asleep. In case you fall asleep and the child, he wake up or she wake up, everything's good. Oh no, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'll never fall asleep. Listen, in case somebody break in and shoot you, then okay. Oh no, that's not gonna happen. Listen, in case the rapture come, like these nanny cams in here, point blank period. And if a man forcing the issue on, we don't need no nanny cam, we don't need nanny cam. What are you doing, nanny cams? Do you not trust me, Lindsay? Look, it don't matter. If a man putting up a huge fight about that, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Because listen, I'm telling you something about men now. And I'm going to tell you, if I'm a mama and I got to leave my child home with a man, I'm putting a nanny cam in all four corners of a room and in every room. If I got to max out a credit card, get on the website that you could use Affirm, send me a check, a Quad Pay, and get you them cameras. Get them cameras, get the app, get it set up, turn on the notifications, all that. Well, when it's movement, it come on and you click it and you look. I don't care where you at, what you doing. You could be in the house of the Lord. Got to click and see what's going on. Okay, all right. Get you an eye full. Listen, stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. Stop talking about, oh, Tony, you're making me scared. No, you just got to be cautious. Look at what's going on out here now. I'm telling you, listen to me. I know you got to be cautious. And now this is to the moms who you got kids, but you not with their father and you about to be with another man. I'm going to tell you something else. I know y'all want to let a man be a man and you want to let a man feel like he a man and all of that right there. And you want to let a man lead the household. Don't let a man put hands on your child. Don't let the stepdaddy chastise your child. And I know this offending a lot of stepdaddies right now, but listen, I know you a man and I know you a stepdaddy, but that's her child. He or she come out of her and from another man. And I know you want to be Captain Save 'em, and I know you got your little cape on, but what do you get out of chastising her child? You get an ego stroke. You get a power boost. Can she not raise her own child? If she can't raise her own child, then what you with her for? What are you with that type of woman for? That she can't put her foot down with her own child? Because see, this what I'm telling y'all. If you give a man an inch, a man want a mile. And so the thing is with most men, you let him come in and go to yelling at your child and you let him chastising your child, he finna have your child waterboarding. You don't know this man. You don't know what this man military tactics. This man have you. I ain't talking about surfboard, what Beyonce did to Jay-Z now. I'm talking about waterboarding. I don't know if it's called that. But you know, in the CIA movie where they lean the person back, they lean her back like this and they put a towel over their face and they take a water jug and they pour that water down their nose, make them feel like they drowning. That man will have your son in there doing that. You don't know this man. This your boyfriend, okay, this your husband. You don't know him. I talk to grown men who cry because of their dad used to abuse them. I know a man that every single time that I have been around this man, he not the type that'll ever watch my videos or anything like that. He a total different demographic. But every time I've been around this man, when he mentioned his father, he start crying. It never fails. As a grown man in his late 50s, probably might be early 50s, and just I'm like, wow, I didn't go through that as a man from my father, so I don't know what that feel like, but I get to see it in other men. You don't know how that's gonna show up in fatherhood, what this man gonna do. Cause the man could look at it like, well, yeah, that happened to me, but it actually made me who I am today. That's why I made it to the NFL, or that's why I became a millionaire, or that's why I became a six-figure earner. And they don't realize that, no, you could have did all that without that abuse. You could have did even more with pure love. So a lot of men will attribute their success to that. They'll attribute their success to their father abusing them. And then guess what? They will do the same thing to their child and think that it's love and just not know no better. So listen to me. Do not let a man chastise your child. And if that's his child and he go overboard, check him immediately and let him know that you will square up with him, that you will put something between his eyes if he can't control if he going off. Because men, we wired to war. You got to understand, we built to hunt. You got to understand, a man is wired to kill. So some men cannot turn that off. Some men don't know how to tame that and control that with their children, or with especially another man's children. So you have to understand this about men, and you got to treat us as such. You got to treat us as such, and you got to be willing as a mother. You got to be willing to die by yours, and that man got to know it. He got to know it. He got to know that you will kill for yours and you will die for yours. And that, but before you do either one of those, 911 will be dialed so fast, you done tore a ligament in your finger. He got to know it. He got to know it. He has to know that these kids ain't just covered by the blood of Jesus, they covered by your blood. Because they cost you your blood when they came at you. You hear me? He got to know it. And if he know it, then that's going to curve him. He going to be like, oh, okay, let me check this bestiality in me. Let me check this. Let me tame this in me. And he going to calm down. So listen to me. I done did a video like this 2-3 times. And it's going to be, I know it's still going to be women in the comments. Just, they know it all. They know men, they grandfather, they husband, they boyfriend, they brother, the best in the world with kids. We're not talking about the exceptions to the rule. And I'm also telling you that I done seen a whole lot of men who look amazing with kids and turn out to be touching on them. Turn out to be abusing them. Because don't you realize that the type of man that got that in him know how to play a role, know how to look absolute amazing? You think he just gonna show you that? You think a man who got that in him gonna be that in front of you? No. The ones that's the absolute best in front of you, most likely is the worst behind you. Come on now, this is what I try to help people understand. The brighter a person's light is, the darker their darkness is. It's a duality. All of us understand that, myself included. It's spiritual warfare that you got to go through. But if a person ain't rooted and grounded with the ultimate warrior who give you the armor to fight these battles, he's going to lose. Listen to what I'm telling you. Hey, this Tony Gas. I got to go. I could talk on this 10 hours. I got to go. God bless you. I don't talk your head off, because some women who need this ain't going to get this far because of all the doubt in their head. God bless you.